Spelunky. Spelunky. More Spelunky, anyone? Okay, we're already starting off. So welcome back, everybody, to Spelunky. Okay. Oh, come on. Really? That was stupid. I'm recording this a little later at night than I would normally, because I was about to eat din-dins, and then I was like, oh, wait, Spelunky. So, we're recording, it's not late night Spelunky, but this is later than normal. I don't think we really need anything else. We can just leave. And I've also just been playing the Pokemon DLC. I think that's part of my problem, is I played a lot of Pokemon DLC, and I lost track of time. But it's okay. Legends Z to A ZLDC Legends Z to A DLC, pretty good. It's nothing spectacular, but it's nice and fun. Fun. I'm not even gonna pretend to understand how I survived any of that. We're getting out of here. I want out of here right now, actually. That was scary. Shit. I did the thing again. We need a counter or something. Like, how many times do I press the buttons on accident? Anyway, DLC's fine. It's basically just more of the base game, so you know, it's good, and there's a nice, intriguing story, which I am having fun with. I don't know how that. I definitely expected that to explode, but anyway. Don't know what else to really say about it, especially given that this isn't a Pokemon Let's Play, so don't really know what. I mean, I could talk about it nonetheless, but just, you know, Pokemon good. I like the DLC. I really hope to continue this trend of having, like, more fleshed out characters like this in the Pokemon games, because I am a big fan of Legends Z to A's cast. They're very fun, very nice, very cool. I mean, I guess they're not the best. I would still say that Scarlet and Violet had the best 3 like main cast characters, but Legends Z to A kind of really picks it up with like that group dynamic. Have we talked about this? You know what? I'm getting deja vu. Have I talked about this on the channel already? On like Spelunky? I feel like we might have, but you know what? That was like, I don't know, 8 episodes ago or whatever. But it's kind of interesting how, you know, Legends Z to A's characters aren't as quite as deep as like Scarlet and Violet, like Nemona, Penny, and Arven. But they... Okay, this is somehow working out in our favor, actually. Okay. Anyway, they're not as deep, but they got that good group dynamic going on, and I think that really helps really sell them as like people, I guess. If the Scarlet and Violet trio all had that group dynamic like the whole game, then I think they definitely would have, you know, been perfect. But I feel like I've talked about that before. I think group dynamics, though, they seem a little sparse, don't they? Maybe a little? In JRPGs, specifically? Nice. Is that the truth? Because I feel like, I guess I'm just trying to think of how many casts really all kind of have that good stuff going on. I feel like a lot of them do end up falling kind of short a little. Like, you know, I think Xenoblade X, that's one of the flaws of I could... Huh? Wait, what killed me? Brain damage? A likely thing to kill a man. Anyway, Xenoblade X doesn't have a lot of interaction between a lot of the characters, and I think partially it's because there's so many, but, you know. It is a shame, nonetheless. I would love to see more of the characters interact. You only get little bits of it in the post-battle dialogue. Xenoblade 1, though, I feel like the characters... They all are pretty good with each other interacting. Again. Well, I guess that is just because X has so many characters. But I don't know, even some of the main characters of X kind of maybe don't interact as much as they should. But I don't know. At any rate, I could definitely point to Paper Mario for that, though. How am I gonna do this? Oh, I see. I didn't mean to... Confound it all. I really wish the partners in Paper Mario had more interactions with each other. Because that would be peak. Oh, really? 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 See, I'm playing it. I'm a little sleepy, so I guess I'm not at my full game as I should be. Which is unfortunate. I don't even know what I'm talking about right now. And I'm also worried because I feel like I've already talked about it in the past. It definitely does have me thinking about writing, though. Like, I think Legend Z to Age is the base game kind of really started making me think about like what I should do for the cast of my characters in my story. There's a lot of approaches you can take when you're writing a cast of characters. I keep going so back and forth on it. I'm not even sure. Ooh, wait, that's peak. Because at first I mean, my story already has been through a lot of revisions. But, I was thinking, like, have a big, like, huge cast of characters, you know, like... Because I've talked about it before, I think. How I want it to be a very long kind of shit. A long kind of shit. A long story. So I think, like, having a lot of characters... Like, a huge amount of characters, like a revolving cast... would kind of help sell that, you know? Sell that adventure aspect, because it's like, oh, we're going around meeting so many people. But at the same time... Oh, that was dumb! Oh! At the same time, I think a big cast of characters also, of course, comes with its own drawbacks, which is it is hard to flesh them out properly. Although, if I am going like with an absurdly long story, I guess that can be alleviated a little bit with just more chapters. But then it's like, well... Then I think about, like, Z to A, for instance. And especially something like Xenoblade Chronicles 3, which has a big cast of characters. That was lucky. I just got completely lucky there. I'm not even gonna lie. I did not plan that. I didn't know what I was doing. So, I mean, Xenoblade 3 has, like, 7 core characters. Wait, is that true? Yes, because it's... No, 6, and then you have the 7th, like, hero character. But technically, Riku and Manana are part of the core cast. I gotta scratch my ear. Although, I will say that Riku and Manana, I didn't like them that much. I mean, I like them, but I feel like they should have been used a little more. Anyway, they have a decent sized cast, who are all... Shit, I keep pressing the wrong buttons for some reason now. And the thing I like about Xenoblade 3 a lot is that they are... Get up, Spelunker. They are present throughout the entire game. I mean, you get like maybe an hour with half the cast, and then everyone is there, which is very swell, and that helps make all the characters really stand out throughout the whole game. So it's like, I could do that for my story, you know, instead of having this revolving cast, I could just have characters who get introduced very early, and then, you know, have them just be throughout the entire thing, and occasionally add a few more characters. But I don't know. It's really tough. There's a lot you could to consider, really. Because, for instance, I mean, I could try and merge both, like the best of both worlds. Like, I could keep the cast relatively small. I don't know. I'm just trying to workshop stuff, because that was the last thing I was thinking about before I was like, shoot, I gotta do Spelunky. But writing is cool. Trying to figure out what you're going to actually do is part of the fun of piecing together the puzzles. I always want to encourage people to write more, to do stuff, because I think it can be very fun. I was actually in a pretty big writing slump recently. It's like I had not written in a while until I started reading again. I started reading a book, and then all of a sudden, like, literally, all the inspiration just came right to me. I'm not even gonna deal with that. I could have got some goodies, but it scares me. All of a sudden, like, reading, like, not even a full chapter, kind of just got me hecka inspired all of a sudden. Wait, oh, I did not want to do that. That's upsetting. All of a sudden it got me inspired to start writing again. And I don't know why, but hey, I'll take it. I always want to encourage people to write more, because I think creativity is great, and I don't know. Maybe try, if you're having a hard time writing, maybe try reading. I don't know. Or maybe it was all just a fluke, you know, maybe me reading that story had no effect on my psyche. I just, for some reason, just randomly also got stricken with inspiration. I don't know. I haven't read since either. I was planning on reading that book, Date Alive, the first volume of that. I was planning on reading it on my lunch breaks, but then all of a sudden, once I got inspired, I was like, I just started writing on my lunch breaks. And it's very fun. I've started keeping an encyclopedia, which is also very helpful. Can I sacrifice you? No. I started keeping an encyclopedia, which is nice, because, you know, when you start spending like months apart from writing each time, it's like you forget what you did in the previous chapters. And luckily, I'm only 7, I think, chapters in right now. So it's not too bad. But I do need to go back and reread what I've written already. Wroten? Yes, I'm a perfect writer. Wroten, that is a word. I need to go back and see what all I've written so that I can kind of keep things consistent. And make sure I'm not explaining things multiple times over. LOL. Uh-oh, wait. Hey, buddy, I don't like what you're doing. Oh, that was cheap. That was cheap. Oh. Writing is fundamental. I think anyone has it in them to write too. I think everyone should at least try it. And maybe you could come up with something cool. Maybe you just make a little short story. That's how I got my thing done. Was started. Was I literally I was just writing short stories for the heck of it, and then I got inspired by one, and just kind of spun it into his huge thing, which is awesome. So big fan of that. Okay. Nice. We are not doing bad right now. Maybe this will be the run. Oh, that was literally the first level. I've already lost track. I was like, oh wow, this is going really well. Yes, because it is the first level. I'm gonna just get in there. I know it's gonna take 2 bombs, I'm aware. Probably could have gotten in there with 1 bomb if I just went that way. And not a rope. I always kind of feel bad whenever I'm not really, I don't know what to talk about. Like I said, I tried coming up with that writing thing, and then it was like, well, I tried coming up with the thing about the characters and then the writing, and it's like, I don't know, okay. That's the whole conversation, I guess. Also, you have so many bombs. Let me grab another one. I don't know what else to say from that. Especially not within, like, the next couple minutes. I do have, like, I have another thing I could go on, a little tangent, but then again, it's like, well, if I die in, like, the next minute, then this episode's probably over. And I don't want it to bleed into the next episode. Because these are supposed to be kind of standalone. Dude, stop. Gee, oh, golly. Okay, everything's falling apart. I don't know where the damsel... Shit! That was... I got really sloppy. I got really freaking sloppy. We'll do one more. Should we do one more? The episode's basically over. But it was also kind of a sucky episode. This is a sucky episode. I didn't talk about anything. I need to plan better so I don't record when I'm tired and hungry. That is what we need to do. I got these delicious apples. It's the green apples. You ever heard of powdered peanut butter? We'll just talk. We'll just talk while we watch our rotting corpse melt away. It's powdered peanut butter. I don't know if it's healthy, Supposedly has a lot of protein in it though. But my mom and dad, they slice up apples and they put powdered peanut butter all over it, and it's like actually pretty freaking tasty. Sorry, that's gross. I shouldn't eat into the mic. That's really good. And apples are like brain food or something. I don't know. Anyway, next time I'm gonna lock in. I'm gonna lock in and something or other. I don't know. I'll see you then.